Wendy Richter. I'm gonna fuck you up.
We want Mina.
Mamacita.
Thank you, Trish.
I am Medusa, always have been Medusa, and always will be Medusa.
That too, it was gonna come out anyway.
I prank bitches.
Call me Diva. Hello. Welcome to episode 6 of Don't Call Me Diva, making us 6 weeks old. Happy birthday to us. We talk all AEW women's wrestling here. I am Bex, and we are in video here on YouTube, audio on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Audible, everything else I don't know about, but we're there. People out there, please come to our YouTube channel. Comment what platform you're using. We would love to hear about it. This is Don't Call Me Diva, and we welcome you. Thank you so much. All right, here at Don't Call Me Diva Land, we keep things very kayfabe. If you haven't noticed already, but I know how to jabber on about women's wrestling. You may know that about me. Take a look at the past episodes. Oh dear. So if I don't stop jibber jabbering now, I'm going to be here for hours. So, snappy intro. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Well, you've got it. I go through Dynamite, Collision, and ROH. And if it's not a pay-per-view show, we take a look back at a women's wrestler, and we also take a look back at AEW's women's wrestling from the start. And today we are doing Fight for the Fallen. And they have an awesome buy-in on YouTube that you can take a look at for free. It's basically the whole buy-in is this tag match, really. Although there is another cool little fun match with Sunny Kiss and Peter Avalon at the beginning, and you'll see Leva Bates as well. Sunny Kiss is great. They are doing awesome for themselves now. I do miss them in AEW, but they are doing well. So yay! The tag match is Britt Baker and Riho versus Shoko Nakajima and B Priestley. At that present moment in time, B Priestley is the Stardom World of Women champion, basically their top champion, and Shoko Nakajima is the top champion for Tokyo Pro. I know, and I know that you know that I know, but I'm just not knowing right now. But you know that I know. Anyway, it's a fantastic match, and so it's gonna be exciting to talk about that. And also later on, we have in the main card of things, we have Brandy, I was about to call her Brittany Rhodes, Brandy Rhodes versus Ellie, and a Miss Kong comes out, and we also get another surprise at the end, but it's very exciting. I like to talk on, and you can see that very easily, so let's move along. Just so you know, in episode 2 we briefly touched on Lita. We'll probably talk about Lita again, like later on, because I ended up just kind of doing a personal unleashing of, my feelings about double standards, and it felt really good, and I got a good response from that. And so, I hope we can move on with love and everything after that. In episode 4, we talked about Luna Vachon and the absolute criminal act of her not winning the title at the hardcore match against Ivory. No shade on Ivory at all. I really enjoyed having Christy from at Books and Body Slams out for the last episode. That is Books and Body Slams absolutely everywhere. Go give her a follow again. That was for the first part of the show. And y'all better follow her. She is amazing. And in episode 3, we had a guest, Brett Michelle. They went to Revolution in LA, and that was an awesome chat. So it may be an epic, but it's an awesome chat, and you won't even know it. Okay, I swear. Our wonderful Brett Michelle is Pygmy_Bundy everywhere. Please give her a follow. She is a punk trans, possibly shadow banned on platforms, good bitch. So please give her a follow and boost her little thing around everywhere. Christy is also a good bitch, and she has a lot of good to say. So like I say, go follow them. Sickos are a talented bunch. You really are. And if you follow me on Threads, I repost everyone's stuff because they are really cool. So if you see me, post something, give it a little look-see, and then maybe give them a little follow, and then it'll be spreading the love of everything, and your algorithm and your feed will just be full of really positive, good stuff that will make you feel great about the world and wrestling and not other boring stuff. So, like I say, the woman can waffle, can't she? So, since the recording of episode 5, I have seen a lot of chatter around on Threads about wrestling fans wanting an all-women's pay-per-view, which is awesome because I've been talking about that with like all of my guests and all of the shows. I am loving all of that. Please, everyone, keep that up. It will be fantastic. Let's get a hashtag going or something. I'm not good at making up like catchy hashtags, but someone make up a fucking hashtag about this, and let's get this women's only pay-per-view going, like combined with Stardom or combined with CMLL or combined with all 3. Now, all 3 would be like my preference. Not that, but like a big one, That's so good. Arigato gozaimasu to Sicko, Tony Barra on Threads and Insta, who gave me the information about Thunder Rosa's face paint from episode 3. It was a nod to a lot of clown imagery that you see in Chicano and lowrider art, and you're probably all sitting there going, yeah, we know. And I'm like, well, I didn't. So, and maybe other people didn't. So thank you very much. He also got me the Spanish goss about what I wanted to know that Thunder Rosa was yelling, and it's something that is spicy, which is very good. So go check out my Instagram post about that episode and read his comment because it's funny and it makes a lot of sense with her character. I'm really loving like 2025 Thunder Rosa. I really am. She's so much fun. And I love that she's coming out and like all of her Mexican stuff, and then she comes out and like all this like bright pink stuff, and she's just great. I'm really loving her right now. Let's get into episode 13 of Break the Rules, Shake Your Boobs, it's Dynamite. We're in St. Paul, Minnesota for Dynamite. Good show. It's time for the remarkable Renee Paquette, who thinks she can blend into the background with her tan khaki waistcoat outfit with one shoulder exposed with glorious skin. But no, I see you, Renee. Still, Renee is looking flawless, and she is getting the scoops from Thunder Rosa and our world champion, Timeless Toni Storm, who are facing Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne later on tonight. We get a hint of Thunder Rosa's future intentions on the world title, and we get the birth of Thunder Tits, which is fantastic. But I have to say, even if it's for a limited time, can we please get Thunder Tits on a t-shirt? I swear it will sell. Oh, it will sell. Even if it's like, I mean, I would hate this being an international person, but even if it was just at like your shows, fucking hell. You'd sell out those. The last time these two paired up, it was 3 years ago, and a lot has happened since then. I feel like Thunder Rosa is leveling up on the mic skills, and her confidence seems to be bringing more life to her character. And Timeless is giving boost bonuses to all the people she is working with. I feel her roster has black platform boot up its nunny, and I love it. Lexi Nair is interviewing Nick Wayne, Mother Wayne, and a uncomfortable-looking Kip Sabian. Kip Sabian? Don't kick Sabian. Kip Sabian. He probably feels like a kicked Kip right now. Oh, Mother Wayne is a proud woman, wahine. She beams at her son while he makes declarations, even though those declarations are sounding obviously sassy towards their patriarch. I wonder if there's some scheming going on with her. And anyway, she's still Lexi Nair is still looking flawless. Her skin is also glowing. A lot of glowing going on. Lexi is in a gorgeous deep blue strapless dress that gives us a lot of thigh. Thank you very much. She feels the tension coming from Kip, and once Nick walks away, everyone is awkwardly silent. Mother Wayne gives her a wait and see look, and Kip hangs behind, gives her a little I'm sensing impending doom face, all leaving Lexi with way more questions than answers. Mother Wayne is amazing. She has a fantastic presence for wrestling. She always looks perfectly put together and very expensive. She towers over most at an estimated 187 centimeters, which I think is around 6 foot 1 inches. Unfortunately, no exact height is recorded anywhere I looked, but what I did find whilst briefly Googling is that her dad is Moondog Ed Moretti, and if this information was well known, I didn't know about it. Not that I'm saying that I'm the pinnacle of knowledge or anything, in fact, of anything. We're moving on. Making Nick Wayne a third-generation wrestler. Mother Wayne must have some fascinating stories to tell about what she's witnessed in the wrestling business. Hopefully she has seen it become better for wrestlers. I'm sure it has, especially for women, and in health and in the overworked areas. I definitely think that has changed in some places, which is great now that you have options. Bitch, did I stutter? A gorgeously mad swerve, Strickland. Oh, I plucked that up. Comes bustling in on Hangman's interview with Renee. Renee shows that she is not a coward, and she stands her ground firmly to capture this argument Freudian slip, going on between Hangman and Swerve Strickland. And then after that, we just float away. Nothing ever happened. Swerve is in a fighting mode, and we come in as he and Mox are in a war of words in the middle of the ring. Prince Nana is currently being guarded by a Claudio while Swerve's back is turned. Moxley thinks he has the upper hand when his bodyguard, the problem herself, Marina Shafir, comes to the ring with a crowbar in hand. Marina won't be able to execute her plan, though, as Swerve has organized some badass backup from the locker room hero herself, Willow. This is my own little ideas on things, but I think Mox truly fears Willow. And even though he says later on that there's only she's not one of them, I think secretly inside of his bones he fears Willow. And wouldn't it be great if we got an intergender hardcore tag match between these four? I know I was writing this as I was thinking this, whilst watching this, but they're going to have, that tag match coming up at Dynamite. Fuck yeah, that's going to be awesome. Make it a hardcore match. And I don't know, have I missed something? I'm not quite too sure if it's intergender or not. I don't know if the guys and the girls can get all whoop whoop, but That would be fucking cool. If we're going to go full on sicko, give me this show. I want that. Yeah. Marina is kept on the apron by the threat of shoving this lead pipe that Willow has right up her hoo-ha. And Marina goes, I don't really know if I want that up hoo-ha. With a nod from Mox that they were about to roll out, Marina Shafir jumps down to the ground on the apron, but she is not happy about it. Marina is all pumped up to fight, and she wants to get violent because Willow just threatened her with a pipe. Just because Moxley thinks his business with Swerve is over does not mean that Willow and Marina are done. And after verbalizing her frustration at the camera about this retreating, Marina thinks, fuck it, pulls Willow off the apron, causing Willow to hit her chin as her feet hit the floor on the apron. Apron, chin, doof. Woo! That would knock some fucking fight into her. Marina lands stiff punches to Willow's body until Willow finally uses her strength to push her off, and she slams her into the LED guardrail. The two women lay stiff shots into each other until Prince Nana and Claudio get involved and break up the fight. Claudio is carrying away an angry but very wiggly Marina, who is trying hard to fight out of his grip whilst also carrying the briefcase that contains the map to where the actual world title is buried. This is Claudio, by the way. He's carrying both things. Prince Nana is using his words to calm Willow down first, but he soon needs to physically stop Willow from giving Marina the bash, and Marina wants to fight through, and when it happens, there will be blood between them. I can just see it. Mox gives Willow a warning, and the Death Riders gather around Shafir and lead her way to the back. Like, she did not want to go, though. Like, that was all the Death Riders being like, hey, like, not here, not now, yada, yada, yada. But, like, Marina was fully like, why not here? Why not now? So, when the tag match is, like, underway, how could it not be? I mean, Marina's going to do something illegal. How would she not? She's like that wild up. Well, our only women's match of Dynamite is the main event. Oh my goodness. You can win me over with this. I'm okay. And believe you me, they make up for it later. It is also a tag match, and it's Thunder Tits. Oh, yeah, versus Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. Now, people out there, what are we calling Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford? I have pondered and daydreamed and everything about this, and I can't come up with anything at all. I don't want to do the whole, like, mishmash of their, like, you know, their names, like their, you know, names. But nothing's like really coming to mind. They're so polar opposite, but yet they work so well together. Yeah, I'll have a little like ponder on it yourself and tag me in any thoughts that you have on this situation. And we'll see if they are actually gonna end up having a tag name. We'll see. Penelope's music hits. And she is in her usual amazingness of the black, you know, hooded fluffy jacket. Megan Bayne comes out to dun 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 dun. And she gives absolutely no fucks as she walks the stage and takes her place in all of her goddess glory, and the fire just erupts behind her. Our heels stomp to the ring in glorious fashion, both the opposites, like I was saying, of each other, but equally dangerous. Penelope tells us to the camera, that's our champion over there, but, you know, not so Kiwi. And maybe, I don't know. Okay, we're waffling off here. I have a little maybe running theory she says only just coming up with it about 5 seconds ago. Toni Storm, right? She's like the Borg. You like attack her with something and she adapts. She like absorbs it. And then, then she's like more stronger the next time. And it's taking a little longer with Bane because it's Bane. But, this is just my theory. So her little cockiness could come out. The more times she like comes out and like attacks her during promos and everything, she's giving her more of her like, giving her more information to adjust to. Anyway, like that's real, but we're going to keep it real in Divaville. The two wrestlers battle pose in the center of the ring. Penelope then stalks up to the ropes in all fours and stares down the camera while Megan comes up behind her and just towers there. Both women are looking absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous as holy hell. Oh my God. They are so cool. Like, I am a grown-ass woman and I am squealing about them like I'm 12. Oh, AEW has amazing. Well, I mean, wrestling right now has amazing women, but we talk about AEW here. So AEW has amazing women wrestling. Oh, I love it. Thunder Rosa's music hits and the crowd erupts. Like, it's always like with the crowd, it's always a good time when Thunder Rosa like shows up. They love her. Feel the thunder, baby. Thunder Rosa is in her gorgeous Mexican colors again. It's the long jacket and the gear. She is pumped. We don't know the condition of her ribs though, but she isn't showing us any sign of pain. The bandages are not there anymore. Thunder's face paint has gold and pink hues added to her sugar skull paint this evening, and it looks really sweet. I'm considering, she's coming out to fucking murder. Our world goes black. Our world champion's music hits. Timeless has Luther, her butler, behind her, and they walk out to the stage. I don't like that. That sounded really stupid. I didn't say what I read. And we're just going to cut all that whole thing out from when I say our world champion or our world goes black, because I stopped and I paused and then I didn't say the rest of the line and then I fucked up. So we're going back. Fucking
no problem.
In the bin. In the bin with you. All right. Stop jabbering in between the times you fuck up. Will you just shush? Our world goes black and white as our world champion's music hits. Timeless has Luther with her, and it's good to see the butler back. Our world champion glides to the center stage in tiger print gear, interesting enough, and a big pink hat on her ass, and a long flowing silk robe. We, I think, are moving out of a classic era, perhaps. Thunder and Timeless greet each other in Hollywood tradition. The women gracefully make their way to the ring as the crowd give them both a standing ovation, as which they are both deserving of. While Thunder and Timeless absorb this devotion from the crowd, Bane and Penelope give them the evils from across the ring. And I would like to take this moment to say that the hair in the ring right now is all on point. Everyone is looking amazing. Thank you very much. Thunder Rosa and Megan Bane are the first to engage in warfare. Thunder is quick onto the attack, but nothing will make Bane budge until Rosa pisses her off with a sharp chop to the chest. Megan pushes her off, but Thunder Rosa comes right back at her and yoinks Bane's head into a side headlock. Considering the height difference of Thunder to Bane, this must be putting extra strain onto Megan's lower back. Thunder gets the upper hand after choking Megan Bane for a bit and lays in around a few more hard chops to Bane's chest. That this time does affect Megan. Megan? Yeah, Megan. And she doubles over for a minute. A little bit of choking really going to do something. Thunder Rosa then comes off the ropes for more offense. Offense? No. more offense than offensive, but gets scoop slammed up by Megan Bayne instead, and Thunder Rosa instantly crawls to the mat with a lot of pain. I think that scoop slam really destroyed any of Rosa's momentum, and I think those ribs might be a little aggravated because she is clutching her back in pain. With Timeless tagged in, the crowd's cheers ascend, and Megan Bayne can sense a change in the air. Timeless Toni Storm, our world champion, is in the ring, and she is ready to have an old-fashioned bare-knuckle fight. But Bayne surprises me by tagging in the Superbad girl, Penelope Ford, and she smirks at the champion as she leaves the ring. Honestly, I didn't expect this. I thought Bayne was going to face Timeless head on, like as soon as she could. But apparently we must wait for legal contact, apparently. Well, that would have been legal contact, wouldn't it? What am I saying? I don't know. I'm just going to go back from I honestly didn't expect this. Because where am I going, Shane? No, don't answer that. I'm good. No one knows. No one knows.
My dad used to say that whenever I would be too nosy. I'd be like, where are we going? And he'd go, crazy.
Oh, I love it. Alrighty. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. All right. Yeah. All right, I'm good. I swear. I know what I'm doing. Honestly, I didn't expect this. I thought Bayne would have jumped at the chance to face Timeless in the ring, but apparently we will have to wait on her time. The Superbad girl is not afraid, and she squares up to the champ. Good on her. Penelope gets Timeless to the mat and tells her to stay there, but our champion is not one for orders, and she doth not. Instead, she turns herself into a speed bump that does not do its job thoroughly because Penelope comes off the ropes, and she sees this and perfectly ninja rolls over the champion's body. Timeless gets a kick to the guts, followed by being taken down by Ford's beautiful springboard twisting arm drag. This is the final straw for Timeless, though, and she turns the tables on Penelope with a quick waist lock into a low and gorgeous German suplex. Oh, holy shit. It was just a German suplex, but that woman knows how to give a good German suplex. A tag to Rosa gives us our first double team, and it's a nasty looking backbreaker followed by a leg drop from Rosa. These two are already working really well together. They look really good. The double team also isn't over, and Thunder throws Penelope into the corner via an arm whip. What comes next? To Ford is an assisted body splash from our champion, who then becomes a springboard for Rosa, and Penelope's life gets shotgun drop kicked out of her body for a few moments. The Thunder and the Super are not together. Well, they are together, depending. Shush, woman. Hush. The Superbad girl comes back to life before the ref can count to 3, and the crowd start to chant, Thunder Tits! Thunder Tits! Thunder Tits! But the commentary team can't make any reference to that. Why is that? It is just Thunder and Tits. What is wrong with putting those two words together? AEW said worse. Well, not AEW. Well, yeah. AEW said worse. After a kick to the face, by Rosa. Penelope distracts the ref by asking her to check her teeth to see if any are missing. Bane tries to sideswipe Rosa with a lariat, but it doesn't work, and Thunder Rosa bashes Megan off the apron onto the floor. Penelope, seeing this hasn't worked, gives Thunder a rough pump kick and goes for a pin. Thunder kicks out, but shit don't get any better, and she is, whoa, shit don't get any better? We're flubbing today. It's a flubber train. Going on the flubber train. Nope, we're not. Shh. Quiet. We're going to go from after a kick to the face by Rosa. We'll just do that whole thing again. After a kick to the face by Rosa, Penelope distracts the ref by asking her to check to see if any of her teeth are missing. Bane tries to sideswipe Rosa with a lariat, but it doesn't work, and Thunder bashes Megan off the apron onto the floor. Penelope sees this hasn't worked and gives Thunder a rough pump kick and goes for the pin. Thunder kicks out, but shit don't get any better, and she gets pinned in her opponent's corner. Ford tags in Megan Bane, and Bane goes right in on Thunder's ribs with hard, short shoulder tackles. It seems she doesn't mind getting in the ring with Thunder Rosa. Why no legal action on our champion? Megan Bane carries Thunder Rosa to the other corner and gives her a sharp chop to the chest that takes Rosa's breath away, but then quickly enrages her, and she pushes Bane away out of audacity. The crowd are doing everything they can to get behind Thunder Rosa, but it is not helping as Bane dominates her, delivering more pain to Rosa's ribs. After a quick whip to the corner, Megan launches herself at Thunder Rosa, body splashing Rosa's body with zero mercy. Megan then double underhook suplex throws Thunder Rosa over her head, and Rosa crashes to the mat. This woman is taking a lot of punishment on those must be hurting ribs again. With Bane's work here being done, she tags in Penelope Ford, who kicks at a down Rosa while she's reaching out for Timeless Tony Storm. These two, Ford and Bane, they've really got the torturing cat and mouse thing down to a T. Rude. Penelope continues the attack on Thunder Rosa and repeatedly digs her knees into Rosa's back before stretching her out on a surfboard submission. The crowd boos, but Penelope don't give two shits, and she mocks them whilst making Thunder Rosa scream out in pain. She looked in a lot of pain. Satisfied, the Superbad girl tags in Megan Bane, and Bane continues to torture Thunder Rosa. See? The torture, it's a coming. While Luther gathers, no, we don't do that again. We're not living in the we don't need we don't need a million of those. You could probably put together an entire fucking song just of it'd be weird and wrong, but you could with the amount that you've probably heard me do. Anyway, we don't need this. Shush. All right, we're going to oh no, actually, what was before that? Oh, Satisfied. Yeah, we're going to go back to Satisfied again because we can't speak. We can make up stupid songs, but we can't speak. Satisfied, the Superbad girl tags in Megan Bane, and Bane continues to torture Thunder Rosa. While Luther is on the outside, he is gathering the power of the crowd to try and help Thunder Rosa get up. Bane is just clobbering her to the mat repeatedly with lariats. Certainly, Thunder Rosa's pain level is at the top by now. Thunder is clobbered again to the mat, and Bane goes in for a pin, like trying to end her suffering. But the Thunder Rosa kicks out at 2, and she's still fighting, but she is still in Bane's control, and she goes to her corner to tag in the Superbad girl. they're getting really good at this, like grabbing Thunder, keeping her contained in like their area, these quick little tags, as long as it's not timeless. And Thunder's doing really, really good for constantly kicking out, but she's probably got to be like sick of this by now. These two are just working too well together. Timeless is constantly reaching out to her but can never grab her. Penelope and Megan double team on Thunder Rosa again. Penelope delivers a stiff shot to Thunder Rosa's gut. Bane gets Thunder up into a vertical position and then side slams Thunder to the mat. It's way more than like your average everyday like side slam. She like fucking had her upside down for a while. The blood went to her head and then she met the mat in a very unpleasant way. As Bane exits the ring, Penelope lands her perfect standing moonsault press to Thunder Rosa because she pinned her down for the 3, but it was just a 2, surprisingly enough. The precision that Penelope can do her standing moonsault is gorgeous. The woman is very flexible and she can make perfect little arcs with her body. It's so good. Whilst Taz brags about the standing moonsault, just like I have, but he is actually bragging about the standing moonsaults he has apparently been doing in private. I don't believe that. Also, I would like to do a shout out for Picture in Picture right now. I feel horrendously bad for everyone who doesn't get the Picture in Picture commentary because it used to be a little bit more kind of funky. Now we get maybe 70% of the shenanigans, but it's so much better. Not that I'm like advocating for like the Triller app or anything, because believe you me, they have their issues, and like you have to pay for it and all that kind of shit. But oh my god, the little nuggets that you get, that's really cool. Also you could probably just search the webs and someone would like be cutting them, so you could find them there as well. But see what happens. It's like no, it's not like Dark at all. Dark is brilliant, and that is something that you should go watch. I was in fucking stitches a lot of time just from like them chattering, and they're not trying to get themselves over. Like, I know it kind of sounds like that they might be, and maybe they are in like a little way, but they got to be entertaining. But like, there's still a shit ton of talk about the wrestlers as well. But like so many like memes have come out of Dark. Anyway, where am I? We are not in Dark. We are in Dynamite, and we are in this main event tag match. Okay, so and woo, Thunder. Bane is beating Rosa down, and then she gets her in a side headlock, but it leaves her own ab area exposed, and Thunder Rosa quickly takes advantage of this with short elbow shots. Then she ramps it up with double fists when she gets some space between herself and Bane. She then tries to get the upper hand even more, but she is sent back down to the mat with a heavy lariat from Bane. She's like overpowered with this stuff, man. Like, that lariat is like, it's a level 10. Whilst Thunder Rosa rolls in agony in the center of the ring, nowhere near her corner to where the champ is, reaching out desperately for the tag, Megan tags in Penelope, and the two set up Thunder for another double team move. The Super Bad Girl takes Timeless by surprise, and she knocks her off the apron. So you see, Timeless was looking out to the crowd to be ramping them up to give Thunder Rosa some more oomph to get over to her. So she didn't see when Penelope Ford came over to her corner and doof, like knocked her off. With an assist from Bane for extra power, Penelope missiles herself into Thunder Rosa with her handspring back elbow, squishing Rosa to the turnbuckles. Bane comes in quickly with a body slam, and just as quickly, Rosa gets a boot to the side of the head from the Super Bad Girl. So they got her with like a double team of nasty. It's very good. Penelope licks her prey again, as is tradition. Now, I was listening back to episode 3. I do listen to my episodes to see how annoying I am. And I said, ooh, Cody's instead of ooh cooties when I was mentioning Penelope licking before, and that popped me very hard for Cody Rhodes reasons. But also there is another reason. There is an 8%, yeah, I think it's 8% bourbon and Coke RTD called Cody's here. Everyone else might have them as well. They are like hitting the mic. They are like that, she says off camera, like that kind of thing. I could knock back about 8 of those fuckers at like my peak. They were sweet as anything, and they made me horrendously drunk and sick the next day. So the thought of them makes me feel a bit vommy and gross. So it stands. Ooh, Cody's. If you see it, don't go for it. It has like a sheriff's thing. I'm not even going to I've said too much. I have said too much. We are moving on. Anywho, Penelope flings her to the mat and covers Rosa for the pin. Rosa kicks out, but cannot make it to her team's corner. Rosa and Ford battle it out again in the ring, giving each other the bash with stiff forearms. Both women go down as they collide with each other's running lariat. Timeless is back up on the mat after being knocked down by Ford earlier and is doing everything she can to give Thunder the strength so she is able to get her over to her for the tag. Penelope herself is clawing her way to the corner, and both Timeless and Bane get tagged into this match at the exact same time. As the crowd cheer, Tony tries to get Megan down with hard-hitting lariats. When that won't work, the champ uses her head and cracks Megan's jaw with a jawbreaker, then headbutts Bane in the skull, making her stumble back to the ropes. And Timeless gives her a lariat that sends Bane to the outside. This is the second time she's done that. She's been able to use, like, knock her out and then use Bane's wooziness and her height against her to get her out of the ring. If this was only one of those matches, you know, that we like throw people over the top ring. Anyone heard of one of those? It's not coming to mind. Bane channels the vibe of the sickos when they found out that Mina was on her way, and she just keeps coming, pulling our world's champion feet from underneath her and drags her to the outside where usually all hell breaks loose. This time, though, Timeless avoids the incoming Bane and Megan crashes into the steel steps. Taking the advantage, the champ Tony Storm gets hold of Megan's head and delivers it to the ground with a tornado DVT. Leaving Bane on the outside, Timeless comes into the ring to deal with an incoming Penelope Ford, but Ford easily avoids the lariat from our champ and gets her with a cutter. Penelope's using her flexibility again. Timeless rolls out of the ring and Thunder faces off with Penelope Ford, getting some revenge by putting Ford to the mat with a Death Valley driver. She does it so well. Like, Thunder isn't like big, like, physical wrestler, but she's got strength, and when she gets like a power, like, you know, like the running power in it, it's a woo, like that can take you down. Penelope gets the fuck out of there, but Thunder is a bit depleted after delivering that power move to Ford, and she can't really do anything either. Bane has gotten into the ring by now, and Thunder now finds herself in a chop fest with the Megasis. These two aren't the legal ones, but they keep going at each other. And the ref is like, I'm not going to tell him to stop. He's getting paid too much to get involved in that. Well, I hope he's getting paid too much to get involved in that, or else he's not doing his job properly. Or was it Aubrey? Someone is not doing their job properly. Thunder needs to get the fuck out of the ring. And she is not even legal. Hey. Past Bex Me thought this as well. The ref is allowing all these shenanigans. I guess they're making the most of it. See? Backing myself up with myself. You can't question myself if it's myself. Thunder Rosa does not have long before she is rolling out of the ring in a mountain of pain after feeling the fate's descent from Megan Bane. Our champ is back in the ring. and the two wrestlers who are legal begin to finally battle. Timeless gets the upper hand with a sleek toe trip that sets Bane up for a powerful hip attack that sends the crowd into a frenzy. But terrifyingly, the megastar stands. She has eaten that sweet cheek music for breakfast, and now Timeless is in trouble. You can see the shock on her face from space. She put everything into that one. Plus, remember, she's got the pink heart on her tiger butt. So, extra power up in that. Penelope gets into the ring, holds the champ in place for the incoming pump kick from Bane, but it is the Superbad girl who will get hit by the kick instead. Megan gets pulled down for a tight little roll-up from Timeless Tony Storm, but Bane kicks out with the use of her powerful legs, which is why I think you've really got to, choke her out. Who was it? Anyway, I'm waffling on again. Someone choke, said something, big people, good. Our world champion rains down forearms onto the back of Bane, but as she comes off the ropes, Bane gets Timeless up in that fireman's carry and boom! No yelling of bow down. Megan just sends Timeless Tony Storm face first into the mat. With a sexy pin, Megan gets the 3 on the world champion and the crowd is stunned. A win in a tag match doth not guarantee a win in an up-and-coming singles match, though, as I have learned from my many years of watching wrestling. But Tony still looks legit concerned, and Thunder Rosa has no idea what just happened. And I love Thunder Rosa's expression and what she says, to Tony afterwards. It's so freaking funny. When you go back and watch this, you will also know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just it's just what? I love it. It's so good. Because Tony's talking absolute gibberish. As our winners celebrate in the middle of the ring, our Timeless world champion is too stunned to even speak, let alone move, and we fade to black as Penelope Ford gives big squeeze hugs to Megan Bane, which I love. It's too freaking adorbs. I really, really enjoyed this match. If you can tell, the world champion will need to get a few good game plans in to, prepare for this battle at Dynasty. But if my random theorizing of Fantasy World is correct, she will be resting up and absorbing the skills that she has now taken from Bane, for she is the Timeless Tony Storm Borg of Hollywood. And we will see what happens at Dynasty, which is so close. It is, as we are recording, it is this Sunday for the Northern Hemisphere, Monday for everyone else in the Southern Hemisphere who's in the future. Sorry, that doesn't give us enough time to prepare you for anything, but we can at least be like, hey, this is coming. Yeah, and I think in Kiwiland it starts at 1, and there will be a 0 hour starting at 12 on YouTube. There is usually, a bit of jibber jabber. So if you, want to catch up on anything, if you want to giggle at the Wrestle Aunties, Renee Paquette and RJ City, I recommend that. Don't know if Double J will be there. He was elsewhere recently, but he'll probably be back, planes and everything. You can yell at the television whenever he speaks. And then they usually have some little guests, but they always have matches, of course, usually about either 2 or 3. If it's a battle royale kind of thing, it's kind of 2, I think, if I remember but every show is different. Wow, waffle. But anyway, that will be going on the 6th. The 6th? Yeah. Yeah, 6th. Because it's the 7th for me. 7th for Southern. Actually, no, I'm not going to make that rule because the Southern Hemisphere is large and not everyone is even remotely in the same time zone. So 12 p.m. on the 12 p.m. on the 7th of April. If you are in New Zealand, everyone else go back from there. Okay. Yeah. I really, really enjoyed that match. As I said, Megan and Penelope work really well together. Like they really must have been doing some work together. I'm so excited. And also Thunder Rosa and Timeless Tony Storm in this like combination, like they really shined with each other. Yeah, they really, really worked well. I really loved it. Rosa just unfortunately got super heavily targeted in that match, and she just wasn't able to get to the other side because Penelope and Bane really had that, utilizing. I keep saying the word utilizing instead of the word that I actually want to use. We're just going to move on from that because that happens all the time, and we don't have enough time to waffle on about that. It is ROH time. Woo! We get a cold open from our forever champ and Diamante. Athena is giving her the hard word on how she doesn't just let anyone into her prestigious group. I love how Athena talks and how she uses her words and her voice and just the way she delivers a promo. It just really brings joy chemicals to my brain and other things, as we will find out later on, which were unrealized before. While our ROH World Champion is giving her number one minion a pep talk, not a prep talk, for their upcoming tag match, Billy Starks walks in, greeting our forever champ with, just, hey, how you doing? But all she gets is a brief scan from the champ and nothing more before turning back to Diamante to continue her speech, which is obviously a lot more important right now. Billy is insistent and must be, I guess, kind of confused with the dismissal, and she keeps, trying to get her, and she starts poking her on the shoulder. Athena dismisses her again, but Billy won't quit. She wants some recognition from her mentor, and clearly Athena doesn't give a toss and is infuriated by the insinuation that she would be required to do anything right now. She's clearly busy. Billy's too bold, and she is told tonight is not about her. And with that, our ROH World Champion and the Diablo walk off. Boom! We're hit with the banging intro music. I love it. Love that promo. That I love a little cold open. That was really nice. I think, Collision does it like a lot. And it really like sets it up a little bit different. So that was really fun to have that. And once again, opening up with a strong women's promo. That was really great. I was happy to see it. They're all brilliant. Let's move on. Our ROH World Champions music hits, and out comes Athena and Diamante. Athena has both of her titles on tonight, the spinning and the OG. Also makes an appearance around her waist. A little etiquette training from the champ informs Diamante that Athena is the one that goes first, but Diamante doesn't take offense and seems keen to prove herself to the forever champ for reasons I feel maybe nefarious towards the champ actually and her titles, but it's early days yet. Can't be theorizing their demise already, but Diamante is known to be delicately shady, not in like a mean girl kind of way, just in like a I'm in this for me, I'm an amazing kind of way, and like, well, duh, she's a women's wrestler, of course you are. So it could be that she's like attracted to Athena's power, so to speak, and she just wants to get near it, or she's trying to find weaknesses. Who knows? Diamante is in her bandana and forest green and black gear. Our champ is in blue and black, and she has matched it up with her hair. Athena is always amazing. Her hair is always amazing. Tonight, they face Jordan Blue and Maserati. Jordan Blue facts. Her signature move is the go-around, which is Molly Holly's move, the Molly go-around. It's a fancy flippy senton into a pin. Her entrance is All the Lights by Kanye West, Rihanna, and Kid Cudi. She has been East Bay Pro Wrestling Champion. She made her debut in AEW at the end of 2021 in AEW, Dark, against Red Velvet, who is our current ROH TV champion. And Red Velvet won, of course. Maserati facts. Future Stars of Wrestling champion twice. Ohio Valley Wrestling champion. She's a favorite here at ROH, apparently. I mean, obviously, I'm new, so I'm just finding this out. But yeah, she's a big favorite. The commentaries love her. The crowd loves her. Well, I love her. She looks great. We also learned that she is back after a nasty car crash. I'm not going to make any inappropriate jokes about the fact that her name is Maserati and she wears racing gear and she's just come back from a brutal car crash. I think I just did. Jordan is in blue, obviously, and Maserati is in all neon and checkers. Diamante and Maserati first look up. Diamante doesn't give her a chance, and soon she is sending Maserati back into the corner via a swinging neck scissors, and then plants her there by a shotgun dropkick. She does amazing shotgun dropkicks. She gets she's small, but she gets her entire body into the bang. Diamante is so good at hurting you. The crowd and Athena are impressed as Diamante takes a moment to gloat. And fair enough. After being arm dragged into the corner, Maserati tags out to Blue, and now it's Jordan's time to feel the pain from Diamante. It doesn't take long before Jordan is trying to get the fuck out of there, but the Diamante won't let her and instead toys with her a little more before consulting Athena on whether this impresses her or not. Our forever champ seems very pleased, but requests more violence from Diamante and, Diamante? It's going to say it all different ways now. And Diamante is happy to oblige. Diamante beats Jordan up some more before letting her go, and she scampers over to her corner to make the tag to Maserati. Maserati almost gets Diamante off guard, but is soon being sent to the mat via hard lariats. And Athena is the happiest person in the arena right now. She hasn't had to do a damn thing. She's just watching her, her new little minion just dominate. Diamante murders Maserati with a swinging net breaker, but is hesitant to commit to the pin. She is looking straight at Jordan Blue, who was kind of thinking about coming in for the save, but one look from Diamante, and it sends her back betwixt the ropes, but not to safety. She would have wished those were rings. If she was Sonic and those rings, she'd be all right now, but she's not, and now she's fucked. Diamante grabs her head, spins her backwards, and attempts to wrench her head off with a hanging net breaker. Left on the apron, Diamante takes a run up and gives a shotgun drop kick to the back of Blue, who goes flying to the guardrail and just lands in a painful clump. Ooh. Once again, she put everything into that shotgun drop kick. Diamante tags in the champ, who gets limbered up, as a good athlete does, and winds up a swing while the crowd chants her name. Diamante gives Maserati a jump start and sends her into the oncoming force of Athena's forearm. It's over, folks. And it was beautiful. A 1 and a 2 and a 3. We are done. And, so far, so good. I mean, it was basically a 2-on-1, but isn't that impressive? Diamante can take on 2 wrestlers in 1. Once again, Athena might want to keep a little eye on her. I do think that Athena has kind of gotten too far into Athena land, but hey, who am I to bring her down from such a wonderful place? It'd be cruel of me. We get a surprising interview from Miss Scoops herself, the one with all the questions but never around to give the answers, the remarkable Renee Paquette, who has been avoiding me this episode. Haven't you noticed? She is interviewing QT Marshall about his beef with like fucking someone. I don't know, what's his name? Paul Walter Hauser, yada yada. I didn't watch it, don't care. Love QT. So he's just gonna make anyone great. So they're gonna have some sort of fun little match on 0 hour of Dynasty. I'm all here for it. It'll be entertaining. That's for fucking sure. QT Marshall is an amazing wrestler and also trainer. He is a gift to AEW. Moving on. Later on in ROH, we get Queen Aminata versus Viva Van. Yes! I am so excited about this because I love both of them. We went through Queen Aminata's info in episode 1, and we went through Viva Van's details in episode 5. So go check out those for some goss on your girls. I am curious to see if anything has changed in Queen Aminata's demeanor after her loss to Julia Hart. Viva Van is a dark character, but she is on the side of good, I am thinking, and I'm beginning to wonder if our queen is going a little bit dark-hearted herself. Still really want her in that Hurt Syndicate. I'm just putting that out there again. Oh, fun fact. I am going to have a little bit of fun with some fantasy booking here. Why not? We'll just take a little moment before we get into this match, huh? All of the factions in AEW need at least one woman in them, okay? These are the rules. Actually, yeah, okay. I am doing one like tag team edition, which, hey, rules are open. Do what you want. I was going to set parameters, but who the fuck am I to set parameters? Not every woman, of course, you know, will fit into a faction because they are definitely, you know, one woman shows or something. But maybe you could have them as like a head of a faction if you wanted to. But it's your journey. You just do whatever clicks for you. But send them. Not send them, but like write them everywhere and like underneath this for YouTube and on Threads. If you're just a listener, that'd be great. Tag me so I can see you and then we can have them on the next show. Oh yeah. So the Hurt Syndicate, I obviously want to put Queen Aminata in there, but I really also want to put Jamie Hayter in there. Like really want to put her in there. I think her attitude and her strength and everything, like it will look out of place, but it won't when she wrestles, you know, like it will all make sense. Undisputed Kingdom, I really want Anna Jay and Ty Mello with them, please. Thank you very much. I think also there's, you know, this all makes sense. I'm not going to sit here and explain everyone. I'm just going to ramble it on because if I get rambly about a side topic rambly thing, then we're going to be rambling until tomorrow and you still have to stay here. I know Shane still has to stay here. I still have to stay here and I'm standing and my feet hurt. Let's move. The Hounds of Hell also have Julia Hart. So let's put, you know, Sky Blue in there as well. She was already kind of, well, not kind of, her and Julia actually did kind of like tag up for like a little while with like the whole black mist thing, but then she got injured, so we haven't seen her yet. So when she returns, it's going to be interesting to see if she is still on Julia's side, still under the black mist, what is going on there. It's all very open, like anything could happen with Sky Blue, but I think it would be cool if she was in the black mist thing to be with the Hounds of Hell. Oh, yeah. The Don Callis family, I really want Dark Shida. This is a thing that I have just made up. This is Hikaru Shida, but in dark form. Like she has done being all like nicey and is like, I want everything. So like, I'm just going to be like a bitch now. So I think she'd be great in the Don Callis family with that. And I would also like to put Serena Deeb in there because I think she really would. Well, I think she really would work. Her attitude will just get like bonused and up more, so it will become even more obnoxious, which I think would be great. And yeah, I think Don Callis could fucking do great for her. So that's what I want in there. For the Elite, we don't know her status, but in the Elite, I would put Dr. Britt Baker in there. I reckon she would it like perfectly in there, and I think that would be a good little like boost for like her character to give something new and stuff behind. We don't know where the Elite are. It's fine. Sidebar and a sidebar. This is probably like the Young Bucks' longest like break ever from wrestling, and I'm like, boys, we miss you, but enjoy. Good on you. Take that time. Private Party is just a tag team, but hear me out. I would love Kiera Hogan with them. I think all three of them would like vibe really, really well. Like their energies and their attitudes and their move sets. I think it would be. I think it would be bloody great. I really miss Nyla Rose. I know it's probably problematic for her at the moment, and that sucks. But I would love her to team up with Ruby Soho. I think that would make a great tag team together. Ruby Soho is still being baby mama, and we don't have any thing on her coming back. But in my fantasy world, she's back, and Nyla's there, and they're a tag team, and it'd be awesome. Like I say, any combinations you'd like to see? All right, moving on. Viva Van's hits. Viva Van hits. Viva Van's going to hit, but at this present moment, it's her music that hits. And she is the first to the ring. Viva is in her awesome gear from the last time we spoke and has a cool ass ring entrance that has a little a little titty shimmy at the end. She's got that down. I don't quite, but you can't see anything when you see it. And we just move on. Queen Aminata's music hits, and it's booty shaking time. Our queen is giving me Pacific Island royalty vibes with her beach-kissed crinkled blonde hair and her blue and orange battle two-piece. The queen is looking unbothered and straight from the spa. Both women are badass, and both are stunning in their own unique ways. The honorable handshake is exchanged, as is tradition. And we off. The two women lock up and exchange wrestling holds, trying to gain control over one another. Both excel at countering and locking in chokes and waist locks until Queen Aminata gains control of Viva Van's arm, and she twists it around while stepping over it, giving Van a literal cheeky twerk to the side of the face, which I think was meant to be more intimidation than actual pain. Viva pushes her off and takes Queen Aminata's arm under her own control. Our two wrestlers do a violent dance in the middle of the ring, trying once again to gain the upper hand, but both are skilled at getting out of each other's intended plans until it is Queen Aminata who gains control again, and this time she takes it seriously and takes Viva Van down to the mat, putting her left arm putting her left arm in an armbar. Viva Van uses the power of the roll and rocks Queen Aminata onto her shoulders, forcing her to kick out, and she releases the armbar. For a third time, the one and only and Viva Van engage in a beautiful sequence of wrestling. Eventually, Viva gains control of Aminata's arm, pulls her off balance, steps over that arm, and twists it around, doing some wicked little footwork that flats Queen Aminata down to the mat. Viva Van now has Queen Aminata in an armbar of her own. I am going to take a moment to address two comments. But if there's two comments here, there's two comments that way, two comments that way. They were saying that Viva Van has no talent and is only there because she is hot. And to them, I say, you're an idiot and a dick. You have smooth brain problems. Queen Aminata is close to the ropes and easily twists her hips to put her foot onto the ropes to break the pin. Break the submission. Aminata's legs are so long that she could probably reach them from the center of the ring if she really needed to. She go get your legs on that lady. She gives Stacy Keibler a run for her money. A fan. I wasn't gonna say this, but let's say it because it's a bit. I'm not taking the piss. It's just funny. A fan of Viva Van's yells out, "F1 on Facebook," and Viva's like, "Thank you." And it took me by surprise because what like really weird thing to yell out at someone in the middle of the match. Oh, bless. It was at one of those perfect quiet moments as well. And everyone, it was just like, ding. Anyway, Viva fans, wonderful and very appreciative. Thank you. Was well done. Well done. She probably gets goodness knows what. They go to lock up again, and this time Queen Aminata kicks Viva in the gut, and she quickly takes her down with a snapmare that kicks her. Oh, and then kicks her in the spine. Aminata runs off the ropes and missiles her knee into Van's face, pinning her to the mat. Viva powers out of it at 2, only to be the recipient of the lowest, snappiest suplex I have seen in recent time. And that was my second surprise of this match so quickly. But it was in such a different way. You know, when you're fiddling with like the blinds, I don't know the name for them, but like they're plastic and you go bloop and they go blip, blip and they go up and down and all this kind of shit. And sometimes with some of them, like you can't just quite, you're doing the thing with the rope and it's going but it's not like coming down and then all of a sudden out of the fucking blue you don't know what you've done. Perhaps maybe the magical bug in the catch has just finally moved, so like the thing goes kablah, but then like the blinds just go and you're like and you get like that little like brief moment of like that's what it was like when I saw this suplex. Whew, that was like, you've got to go see it. It was perfectly low, like Jesus Christ, beautiful. Anyway, we're moving on. You didn't need to go there, but we've gone there and now we're once again moving on. Queen Aminata mocks Viva's fans, claps of encouragement, stalks up and sends her to the ropes. This is Van's opening though, and she launches herself at the Queen, taking her down with a flying head scissors takeover. She's so nimble. Viva Van runs at the ropes with her classic misdirection tactics, finally nailing Aminata with a spinning wheel kick. One day, this is going to bite her in the ass, though, because she always delivers the wheel kick on the third bounce. I'm not trying to give away her secrets, but she always does it. And, like, one day someone's just going to, like, Samoan Joseph her and just, like, walk away from it and just avoid it, and she's just going to land on her ass. Mad as hell, Queen Aminata kicks out at 1. She ain't being played with like this. Viva Van pokes the Queen by kicking her while she's down and pulling on her hair. Viva Van gets cocky even more and shows us her moves that gets the crowd all worked up, especially in that guy. The Queen is not at her best right now. And Viva Van flies at her with a springboard crossbody slam that sends the one and only down to the mat for the pin again. This time, it just gets to 2, not quite the feisty kick out as before. Frustrated by this, Viva Van mounts Queen Aminata and starts to repeatedly slam her head into the mat. The Queen's noggin is taking a beating today, yet she still kicks out at 1.5. Not even a 2, 1.5. Like I'm saying, hurt mother frackin' syndicate, please. Queen double chops Viva Van to the chest and starts a mini chop fest of stinging slaps. Viva mixes it up waka waka, with some forearms and a headbutt to the chest by running to the ropes. Oh, but running to the ropes was a big mistake, almost about a bigger mistake as that waka waka. But anyway, she comes back to a stiff forearm shot to the jaw and then a German suplex sends her flying. This is Viva who goes flying, by the way. Resting on the bottom rope was a mistake for Viva, as Queen Aminata lines her up and plows her foot straight through her skull. The one and only drags Viva's carcass to the middle of the ring by one leg and sexy pins her for the 3. We're getting a lot of sexy pins today, and I'm here for it. And she gets her for the 3 count, people. Our Queen shakes the hand of the dead and exits the ring. We get blessed by kisses and we fade away. So it was so good. We got 2 matches. Well, Okay, let's be serious. Like, actually, no, be serious. Fuck off with that. We had 2 matches. The first one was like a fun little, like, kind of almost exhibition match to show her, now mentor, her skills. I say her, I say Diamante. And that was really great. And we got to learn a little bit more about Maserati and learn about Jordan Blue, which is always fun. Although Jordan Blue is probably still lying on the mat after that shotgun drop kick to the back of her fucking head. Woo! Yeah, I had a great time. Once again, go Ring of Honor. That was really, really awesome. I'm only going to promote the women's stuff because that's what I'm here for. But there is a whole bunch of other shit that's on, not shit, good shit, that's on Ring of Honor as well. They do a whole bunch of lucha stuff as well. And it's great. And I know the sickos love themselves some lucha shit. So that's brilliant. It was just so much fun. Really, really was so much fun. And now we get to move on to the main course. And you'll know why I say that in just a moment. Holy flying fraggles, people. Is everyone ready for Collision? Because I wasn't, but I am now. It was not only full of women's wrestling, but begins in the most outstanding way ever. Okay, our world champion, Timeless Toni Storm. She is in her butt-kicking outfit. It's all black with a red bandana in her hair, giving me that old school feminine vibes poster. Like her outfit's kind of like I've been working in not the industries, the factories. There we go. She is here to address Bane, but Bane won't show up. So our champion, who is not miffed by this, in fact, it's almost like she expected her not to come out when she called her in, and instead gives us a very captivating promo, as is the Timeless tradition. The lighting is perfect, and we are following the Timeless One through a swooping crane camera thingamajiggy, and it looks really cool. Timeless is telling us all about what she's been going through in these last few days. And she's come out of it with a new sense of vigor, and she's ready to fight. The Timeless One has to come up to the ropes to address the camera directly and stands perfectly under her spotlight. Then completely out of the blue, a foot comes in from stage left and knocks the champion's block off. Everyone, including myself, lets out that universal outcry of, "Oh!" And the owner of the foot is now standing in front of us, and I break out in like the biggest smile and crack the fuck up. The entire arena boos. It is Penelope Ford's smug ass face giving us that little like ha ha ha, and she goes into the ring to take care of more Timeless. Now, I absolutely love Timeless Toni Storm. You guys know that. Everyone knows that. But I am a massive fan of Penelope Ford and have been since the beginning of AEW. She is my jam. She is everything, and she is just feeling herself in this character, and I fucking love it. I popped so goddamn hard. I am like the biggest happiest wrestling. I'm not the biggest. I'm the biggest, happiest wrestling fan right now. I feel like I'm getting everything I want, and I'm smug. Penelope lays some forearms into the champ until Timeless One gets the upper hand, and she slams Penelope Ford to the mat via a sharp German suplex. Don't Call Me Diva is brought to you today by the German suplex. A hip attack and some stomps to the body in the corner puts Penelope in her place. But as soon as Timeless turns around, she is faced with a flying Megasis who plows through the champ with a hard lariat. She basically shoulder tackles Toni, and the boos erupt from the crowd. Bane gets the champ up on her shoulder and sends her crashing to the mat with a Fate's Descent, a brutal F5, in case anyone needs clarification on that one. Timeless lands the JJ first onto the championship belt with a steady amount of boos coming from the crowd. slightly intensifies as Bane grabs the world champion's head and holds it with a handful of hair. While kneeling down, she screams at the champion's face, "Bow down!" and then slams it to the mat with force. Bane basks in the glory of the now deafening boos. Penelope recovers and slides up to Bane. The two women stand victorious and gorgeous in the ring as Megan's music blasts over the chorus of boos, and we fade out to the Death Riders. I cannot gush any more about how much I love the opening of this show. Toni Storm has us all by the pubes from the moment she walks in, and we are listening intently, lapping it all up. The lighting brings the extra atmosphere as Timeless eloquently talks us through her process. It's perfect for the sneak attack, and everything is just well done. Bravo. Bravo to everybody. I do think that Bane and Ford should have a third person now undercover in the women's locker room, as a kind of mole, perhaps, because soon they may have a lot of wrestlers seeking justice, because the world champion is a beloved champion and she is an advocate of the women's roster as well. So it's not as if she has any beefs with anyone. But yeah, maybe Mariah May isn't going to get involved in this. I don't think. That's for later. But yeah, I think you guys do need a third. I think you need someone now watching your back now that everyone knows that you guys are fucking okay. And but I mean, I can also see Megan, Bane, and Penelope not giving two shits about anyone coming to the ring. I mean, especially Megan Bane. She's just going to take on everyone until she can't anymore, and then she's just going to take a few breaks and then come back and beat everyone's ass. The Death Riders promo is a good one. And we're going there because for us, it's basically all about Marina, who is giving us the evils the entire time under her hoodie and her perfect little contouring and her gorgeous eyes. Death Stare Shafir Jones over here delivers a serious warning to Willow, and it is so cool. She gives me the goosebumps, and I am so grateful it is not me who she is mad at, though I think I might land in the indifferent side of the Venn diagram for fucks given when it comes to Marina, which I'm happy to stay in that little area. Whoa. Mox's body language and facial expressions really help to sell how dangerous Marina is right now, and this whole segment kicks ass. It's another moment where the women really shine in a very natural way, not in an overproduced, dumbed down way. It's very, very natural. All four women have been dominating the first 8.5 minutes of Collision. 8.5 minutes. This is insane. I am loving this so much. Next up, we have 4 Boats Belts Monet versus Robin Renegade. Renee has nothing to do with this. Imagine if Renee wrestled. No, let's not go there. I love Robin Renegade. She is tough and she has an attitude and is always in black gear, which I love. Her facial expressions are brilliant. She really emotes. She's talk smack, and spoilers, maybe a future ally to Mercedes Moné. Maybe put that one on the manifestation board, perhaps. Could happen. Mercedes comes out with all of her bouts, of course, and is in a Sully's from the Monsters Inc. vibe battle gear. And that is not a diss, by the way. I fucking love this gear so much. She's got these fluffy half chap things. It's really hard to explain, but she looks fabulous. She's paired it with a long plush coat, which I don't think matches the best, but her hair is black tonight and it has black, blue, green, orangey in it as well. So it makes sense that way. Who am I to judge? I wear fucking wrestling t-shirts all the time and ripped jeans. I'm not the most fashionable statement in the world. Robin Renegade is one half of the Renegades, and if you want more on them, go to episode 1. She is, of course, in all black and straps and long pants, and she has very cool boots on. They've got like straps and buckles and shiny things, and they're awesome. She is fired up and ready to go. The two women lock up, and Mercedes decides to play around with Robin. Very naughty. She thwarts Robin's attempt at becoming a successful speed bump and gets stepped on and then shimmied on instead by the CEO. I will not be replicating the dance, but you all know what dance she then does in the ring. Go watch the show for more visual goodness in every kind of way. The crowd is like, hey, come on now, that's a bit rude. And so does Robin. And she comes back at Mercedes with a little waist lock. The crowd has started to vibe with the TBS champ, though, and have started chanting CEO, which puts Mercedes in a hypnotic trance. And while she dances again, Robin takes her down with a sneaky, cheeky roll-up. You see, I don't know if the crowd were doing that to deliberately distract Mercedes or if they're just fickle. Could be both. Just a 2, but Mercedes is down again with a quick 2-step drop kick from Robin. Mercedes is feeling that one in her bones, and while she is down on the mat catching her breath, Robin does the little CEO dance of her own, but just throws in a little bit of brat in there. A close-up shows up that there is, in fact, also pink in the CEO's hair. The more you know. I wasn't here to tell you that. Would you have even noticed? Mercedes is done with these shenanigans and stops Robin's momentum with a stiff kick. A missed running meteora from Monet, and Robin quickly knees her in the face. So she's not down yet. Robin races from post to post and lands a front kick straight to Mercedes's face. Going for the top rope move and stalling, though, was a big mistake because the crowd by now were really behind the TBS champion, and she was able to just throw Robin off her. The CEO flies at Robin with a crossbody that takes her down, but Renegade still has possession of Monet's body and picks her up with incredible ease. Robin goes to slam Mercedes, but the TBS champ wriggles out of her grasp, gain controls, puts Robin in a tombstone setup, but instead of falling to her knees and planting Robin's head into the canvas, Monet uses her strength from out of nowhere to heft Robin up, and she crashes back down onto Monet's knees for a lung blower, which I thought was only when you were facing the same way, but apparently is also the same if you're doing it in like a 69er kind of way. The move was highly effective, and Mercedes attempts to inflict more damage with her hanging double knee drop, but that is evaded, and Renegade gets off a few good kicks to the TBS champion. Gathering some momentum from the crowd, who are impressed by Robin's resilience, and to be honest, she is, her and her sister Charlotte are a favorite in AEW. So the crowd were coming back, and she climbs to the top rope again, but Mercedes is no longer there when she lands the beautiful moonsault. The arc that Robin gets on this is beautiful. It's like a Penelope Ford arc. Mwah! The arc de Penelope. Anyway, we had the best angle of that, like the camera shot, like it stayed with it like the whole time. So there was like no edits, no anything. We just saw her from the mat gracefully moonsault and then land onto nothing. Ow. Ow. A double knees from Brett's rope of healing power doesn't get the pin, but a combination of the moneymaker into the statement maker does, and it gets an instant tap from Robin Renegade. Now the CEO is a bit of a dick and holds onto the submission for an incredibly heelish amount of time. The ref even has to be like, yo, quit it before she even lets Robin go. Bit sassy. 4 bounce Monet gets the ref to put on her TBS championship belt, and he raises her hand victoriously. Doth my eyes spy new ink on the TBS champion's arm? Like around there? Actually, no, it would be there on her. Very red. Decked in all of her belts, Tony Schiavone comes into the ring. It seems like our TBS champion has booked some time to say something after this match. Very presumptuous of her to think that she was winning, but at the same time, fair enough. Let's go to the ring. Okay, so we can't really go down to the ring, but you get me. We going down like verbally. Before Mercedes Moné can even speak, the crowd has once again turned and are now booing her out of the building. You are fickle, Minnesota. I think we're in Minnesota. No, we're in Milwaukee because we're in Collision. Damn you, Milwaukee. You were doing so good, but yet you were so fickle at the beginning of this match. Anyway, Monet snatches the microphone and Tony flinches off screen, stage left. Mercedes Moné announces she is in fact on a mission for gold and is entering the Owen Cup, and will be challenging the world champion for her title and taking it apparently at All In. Bold claims from a bold woman. Robin is still hurting and in the corner, by the way, during all this. Tony Schiavone, who has been temporarily given back possession of the microphone, informs the TBS champion that there will be a lot of talent in the Owen Hart Cup, which is correct, and that one of those wrestlers is Billy Starks. To which Mercedes doesn't really give two flying fucks, and instead of praising Starks, well, she kind of praised Starks, but then she ends up just like dissing her, but more dissing who trained her, calling on Robin Renegade having way more heart and talent than what Billy Starks does. Mercedes Moné is going on and on and on about whoever trained this Billy Starks person, and all of a sudden we get bow, 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 and the Forever Champ is finally here. Oh, let's fucking go. She is looking so cool and with the presence of the megastar, and her outfit is on point and everyone is going crazy and her music is so awesome and she just has all the confidence in the world. She is in a gray jean strapped layered top thing, black pants with slits at the knees, and her head is freshly shaved with added pinks and blues, and it's all voluminous, and holy flying fraggles, I love Athena so much. I really do. She has a spinning belt on her shoulder again and her OG belt around her waist, and the crowd is going nuts. Without any doubt, she is meant to be there. Athena walks to the ring with swagger and defiance in the face of the TBS champion. She's just like, I'm meant to be here. Mercedes is also unbothered, though. She knows exactly who she is, but Monet is also very aware that Athena knows exactly who she is, and the two of them being in the same ring together makes for a very exciting yet dangerous atmosphere. Athena gestures to Mercedes' TBS championship, and it seems our Forever Champ has her eyes on the title and wants to start a quest for gold herself. In Imagineland, this is the beginning of a lifelong feud of Athena and Mercedes Moné's rivalry for the most gold, each wanting to take each other's title from them or beat the other one in some sort of way to get to the championship they were then going for in some sort of tournament to the death or something. They are going to be 50 years old and you still won't be able to have them in the same wrestling area without some sort of clash happening. I want that. That would be great. The crowd are doing an overlapping run chant of Athena, but they eventually get themselves together. Milwaukee, you've been great in between the fickleness before, to now. Keep it going. Something in the CEO's head snaps, and she attempts to crack Athena's skull in with the belt, but she easily avoids it, ducking under it and then smacking Monet in the face with her forearm that sounded like a baseball bat hitting her skull. Woo! Extremely pleased with how things are going. Athena gestures to the ropes in her own unique way. She does a little, literally scampers gleefully to the ropes, pausing only to briefly acknowledge the crowd, who are then going crazy for her. She springs up to the top rope. Robin Renegade has gotten to her feet by now and is extremely concerned with our TBS champions' welfare. Doing the old grab her by the head. Are you okay? Concerned bit, but no good deed goes unpunished in wrestling. And as soon as the CEO sees that Athena is on the top rope, she books it out of there and leaves Robin as sacrifice to the O-face from our forever ROH world champion. Mercedes leaves behind something else, though. She leaves behind her TBS championship, and it's with Athena. In fact, if we're getting technical, all of her belts are in the ring, but it's the TBS championship that Athena truly has her eyes on. While Athena stares down at Mercedes, all cocky, like and making me feel things, her music hits and she yells, "This is my show now." Mercedes is pissed but shaken, yet catching herself faltering on camera, she ramps up her threats and she's like, "Nah, not even Al." Athena is like a dragon who has found a new island of humans and is like, "Raw, bring me your gold, or I may set you on fire, but also look how fucking cool my wings are. And I just the most amazing thing you've ever seen. Worship me!" And to that I say, yes, Queen Slay, sign me up. And that was the end of that, people. Woo! We have finally got Athena on AEW television, and we're getting this combination. Please, All In. Please. I mean, I know Mercedes Moné has already said, I want to fight for the championship at All In, but I am probably not. Well, I know I'm not alone in being like, can we just ramp this and then have the payoff between Athena and Mercedes be at All In? Yes, please. Thank you very much. Put that on the manifestation board. Ding. So we're moving on to a promo, and it looks like our Queen Aminata is hurt. I didn't even realize she got hurt in the match between her and Julia. So this is really sad. Despite this, though, she is looking absolutely untouchable in cream. Queen Aminata, sidebar, posts her outfits of the day to her thread slash Instagram, and I suggest that you check them out because she really knows how to put an outfit together, and she has beautiful clothes and accessories. Just please don't comment gross pervy stuff. Keep it classy, world. Come on. A woman appreciates a compliment. Just don't expect that to be an open door to, Lexi is backstage and she is getting the goss on her injury. Notice how I said earlier that Renee is ducking me this episode? Lexi's hair is super cute and it's all crinkly tonight. I love that crinkle hairstyle. It's just so fucking cute. From the 80s. Well, actually, no, not really from the 80s, because the 80s one was hi, I have no more moisture in my hair and it's crinkly. But 2025 version is all very hydrated and it's gorgeous. Lexi is in a muted watermelon colors type outfit and tells us Queen Aminata is not medically cleared for tonight's. Now, I had to rewind this to make sure that I heard it right. But yes, the main fucking event. I am bent on an event, and the main event is going to be another women's match. Can you even believe it? Holy shitballs! That is so fucking awesome! I just need to take a moment to say this is way more than what any of us ever expected. This is like 2 main events in like 1 week of programming. Fucking A. And literally nothing is suffering. Like we always knew it wouldn't. Like the quality of the actual wrestling is still high. You're not noticing it. Again, it's all very fucking natural. And I'm really, really excited because this might be, ladies and gentle thems, this could be the year that women's wrestling is not just plain old must see, but like fucking top tier wrestling, full stop, for like not just, you know, women, but like wrestling, you know, in a whole. And AEW is where you're getting that. And I'm very excited, and my light just came back. Thank you, light. Please ignore the slight shadowing. We'll just say it's part of my power. Okay. A wild Serena Deeb shows up to gloat, as we knew she eventually would. The women are in perfect height gradients from tallest to shortest, and this also pleases me greatly. Deeb is very sparkly today with her ever-present teal braids. After saying some professor shit, the Queen denies her help, but Serena doesn't let a little insult stop her from pushing her program anyway, and thrusts the book she calls her Bible into Queen Aminata's arms and walks away. Wait a minute. What is the professor doing here? Is she MLMing her knowledge? Is she culting her skills for potential members? The Queen clearly wasn't picking up what the professor was putting down, but Deeb just picked it up herself and put it in Queen Aminata's hands and then just walked away. Queen Aminata didn't say anything, but she didn't drop it either. She didn't even give it to Lexi. We just faded away and she still had that book in her arms. Sidebar, everyone's skin is beautiful in this promo, apart from my voice. The only thing dry around here is my throat. Moisturize, people. Remember, water is your friend. Large bodies of water, maybe not. The ocean is another matter entirely, though, and we will never have enough time for that. But drinkable and moisturizable sizes are good and encouraged. Okay? Keep that skin and that body hydrated. Speaking of beautiful and hydrated, talented, and across the ocean, it's Jamie Hayter. And Lexi is back to get the goss. Renee. Hayter is facing the old Miss Minion herself tonight, Billy Starks. Billy Starks is the replacement for the main event against Jamie Hayter. We are coming up to the first hour of Collision, and we have covered all of this. It is complete turnaround, and if I wasn't fully strapped in, I'd be getting whiplash right now. This is excellent. I am beyond happy with how this show is going, and please let this keep up. Maybe we tweak something perhaps to avoid taking up too much of the time with this thing future on, you know, because like I said, I don't want to be the queen of waffle, but I think I already am. So we're just going to go with the flow, and, you know, we'll just see how we go here going forward. So let's hope that this is a thing now. Everyone else better strap on, strap up, or strap in, depending on, you know, your preferences, because we are coming in hot. But I digress. Hayter gives such a lovely, upbeat, go-get-'em promo that does make me actually second guess my previous plonking of her in the Hurt Syndicate. But then she states, and I quote, please excuse me, but Jamie Hayter, but I'm allowing myself to direct quote you in this moment. Hang on a second. If you step up to me, then I'm going to knock you on your ass. And I now stand by my previous statement of putting her in the Hurt Syndicate. Okay. Hayter is magnificent in her 70s couch chic, not a diss, outfit. And it's a little sparkly. I'm not quite too sure what that pattern is called, but you know what I mean when I say 70s couch, And also always put sparkles on everything because it's wrestling. Always assume that there are sparkles, even on mocks, because it's fun. Instead of tacks, we can just imagine that they're little sparkles. Anyway, moving on from mocks, Jamie Hayter is entering herself in the Owen Cup tournament, and I wonder what the Good Doctor will be wearing this. Why am I talking about the Good Doctor? That's why I'm talking about the Good Doctor. The hat, the Good Doctor hat with her hats. She wasn't wearing a hat last year. The light has come back. Do you think perhaps maybe people were giving her too much shit about the hat? Leave her alone. The woman loves hats. Be yourself, woman. 20 minutes later, and lo and behold, what do we have here but a promo from our forever champ and Billy Starks? That's not over, people. Athena is ecstatic. Everything went apparently completely to plan, and she warns the CEO about not having their names combined in her mouth. It seems the forever champ has not abandoned her minion. Our ROH World Champion stares down the camera and makes me feel those feelings again and delivers her proclamation of entering into the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Athena gives Billy Starks a threatening yet motivational speech, which worries Starks so much that she breaks and double salutes, both time without much confidence, if I'm to be honest. So that's Mercedes Moné, Athena, Jamie Hayter so far in the women's side of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Do we have Billy Starks in there yet? I want to say maybe she's already in there. I could be missing her. We are now going to Alicia Atto, though, and she is here to gather the intel from the Waynes and the Kip of the patriarchy. They get interrupted by the Leo Rush and the action. I used to be hydrated, but now I'm a dry heel and ready. But we are not here for that. We are here for the rundown of how Alicia has cinnamon bun vibes on the top with business black pants on the bottom, and Mother Wayne is mothering in a high as fuck messy bun, leather jacket, and white turtleneck with a little peekaboo cleavage. We fade away to something suspicious, but no beast means no Harley Graham, so we're moving on. Another women's promo? Shiver me timbers, slap my ass. What kind of collision are we having? Thunder Rosa and Chris Statlander are being interviewed by Lexi, and they are announcing their entry into the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Stat is gorgeous in spring, and Thunder is beautiful in autumn, and they both have fair but fighting words to share with one another. Thunder brings up her fact that she's never lost the world title because she had to give it up through the injury, but she never got a rematch. I'm going to have to check the books. Is that true? Like, I say that, but then there's one part of me being like, no, wait, didn't she have a match, but then she didn't win? Or maybe it was a triple threat I'm thinking of. It might have been triple threat. Maybe just, not a one-on-one. We're moving on again. The lights are dying. We've got to get going. Which, if true, legit sucks, but we don't quite know, so we'll find out. The brackets will be announced on this week, which / is when this comes out, last week's Dynamite. Look, I know I'm not like on the pulse, but this is a 2-man part-time show of awesomeness, and we don't give a fuck, so let's just go. Yes, I am aware I was the one that brought it up, but by the grace of Lexi's cheeks, we are moving on from that. Now, we are moving on to the main event, and Jamie Hayter's theme hits, which is perfect for dancing too, but I can't get it in my head right now, so we're just going to move on for it. It is Hayter time, people. Everyone is happy now that Jamie is here. No one can resist that smile and those big guns. Jamie Hayter is from Southampton, and I once saw Machine Head in Southampton. There was a lovely wall of death of which I participated in. A small child of about 12 was at the front, and he had no idea what Walk by Pantera was when they played a cover of it. I was shocked. but he did not seem as enthused with my explanation and sudden exclamation of, "You what?" Anyway, I took the train back to where I was staying, went down to my work, which was a bar/nightclub, chipped my front tooth while drinking from a beer bottle on the dance floor. Drinking age people out there, do not drink on the dance floor. Anywho, the drum roll sounds and the early 2000s takes us by the collar and slaps us about. Billy Starks is here, people. She is from, I didn't catch it. Can't rewind. I don't know. Kentucky. Another sidebar. The people of New Zealand Aotearoa do love themselves some of your chicken. Kentucky. Oh, okay. Remembered of a funny story. Okay. Here we go. These guys got pulled over up north during lockdown of the COVID. They were unnecessary travel, so the cops like pulled them over. They searched the vehicle because it was a little sus, and it had a fuck ton of KFC in the car, along with some drugs and cash. But anyway, that was fucking hilarious. And once everything opened up again, the KFCs all around like the entire country, all of their drive-through lines were like insane. It is bonkers. I learned many things about my fellow countrymen after like the COVID thing, and the fact that they are fucking butt chug nuts over KFC cracks me the fuck up. Anyway, we're going to move on from that. Billy Fickin Starks, okay? She is enthusiastic and poking her tongue out, as is tradition. Starks has new blue and purple gear, and it really suits her skin tone and her hair. Her battle gear is all very, very strappy as well. Way too detailed for me and try to explain to you. Go look at it. It's awesome. As the bell rings, the crowd chant Billy, and Jamie is like, "Excuse me, where is my chant, you bloody wankers?" And the crowd realize the error of their ways along with the error of the ways of my light, and they start to dual chant, which is much better. Jamie Hayter is a former world champion, and she manhandles Billy Starks into the corner, giving her some space with a condescending slap on the chest. Hayter once again powers Billy to the corner and almost takes the ref out this time, but Aubrey uses her quick little footwork and avoids the collision. Billy is not getting any offense in as Jamie keeps using her strength against her, but when Hayter gets too cocky, a glimpse of Dark Starks comes out, and she steps right up to Hayter just like my light did and smushes her back again. But Billy retaliates immediately, and it's Billy that gets the first pin attempt. Unsuccessful, but still, she goes after Hayter again and kicks her in the head with a spicy hook kick to the side of her noggin, and Hayter goes down. Billy Starks gets more than the upper hand next, and she has Hayter quite rocked with a few of her kicks. One especially rough one came via a top rope catapult system that landed straight onto the other side of Hayter's head. So now she's got both sides fucked. Back down onto the ground, Hayter is hurting. Billy thinks this is the perfect time for a top rope move, but Jamie doesn't need that long to recover, it seems, and she sees Billy is up onto the top rope and kindly helps her down. Billy lets out a worrying scream of agony as she lands on the mat hard onto her back. Clambering to her feet, we see behind her that Jamie has spredoinged to the middle rope, and she missiles herself at Starks and lands a drop kick to Billy that turns her inside out. It's time for the Haterade gun show. Guns up. Whoop, whoop. Anyway, Jamie is feeling better now, and she's back in control. Hayter's like, "Oh, Billy, is your lower back in agony? How about I stomp on it and then stand on it for you?" And then, while choking Billy on the ropes, she tells Starks that it's all good. We're just having fun. Once again, it's Syndicate. I mean, in my fantasy faction booking, this just writes itself, doesn't it? The ref stops Hayter from hurting people, and she eventually backs off to just go and grab Billy's head again and send it into the mat with a DDT. Wow, crawling on hands and knees. Billy is helpless to stop Hader from driving her knees into her back while using the ropes for extra oomph. Continuing to hurt people, Jamie Hader does another rope assisted double knees to Billy's back, and then another. Starks gets a break while Hader turns to the ground to receive her praise, and she basks in their glory for a little bit before turning back to Starks, who to then kneel down on her throat and gives her some sporting strangulation. Remember, according to Jamie here, we're just having fun. While Starks gasps with her lungs for air, Hater gives out to the ref about having the audacity to stop her from choking her. Things get worse for Billy before they get better, and she is personally introduced to every single corner of the ring. Starks gets one of her kicks in. She has extra points on kicks, and gets Jamie down with a cheeky little toe trip. But it's not long before Hader gets Starks up in a sidewalk slamabama and sits down on her back while pulling on Starks' leg for a single leg Boston crab of nastiness. Billy is writhing in pain, but she cannot get to the ropes. Until she does, Hader reluctantly lets go of her legs and takes a walk. Billy rests against the ropes and quickly pulls the top one down as Hader is charging at her, landing on the apron. Billy sweeps out Hader's legs, then kicks Jamie on the other side of her head. Hader goes to the ground and is soon knocked down by a flying Billy, who lands with a thud. Ooh! Starks gets Jamie's limp ass body back into the ring. And while we go to replay, Starks soars off the top rope and lands her senton atomico perfectly. And the crowd are all like, oh, collectively, as they should. Billy pins Hader, but it's just a 2. While the crowd dual chanted out, the two wrestlers begin to fight again, both putting every last ounce of strength into each shot. But a drop kick from Jamie sends Billy flying to the corner, and both women take this moment to catch their breath. Tony Schiavone says something that alludes to Billy being in the Owen Cup, but like I said earlier, I haven't checked so far on any declaration yet. I've just probably missed it, because anything can happen. No, just like my life. Billy shows off her impressive strength and gets Hader vertically up for a net breaker. Starks puts Hader in the pin, but it is only a 2, to the clear disappointment of Mr. Schiavone, who does seem to be slightly on a Miss Starks vibe right now. Hader wriggles out of an electric chair situation and puts Starks on her own shoulders before giving her a net breaker of her own. Jamie lands a sliding lariat flush to Billy's body and pins her. Yet, to Hader's utter surprise, and I have to say mine, Billy kicks out at 2 after all this. Oof, it just turns into a slog of attacks from both wrestlers, both using the ropes for oomph, until Hader stops Billy again, but this time with a stiff kick and an enziguri, and then straight into the suplex for a pin. Billy kicks out with gusto before the ref can hit 3, though. She's still not out. Hader grabs Billy and slowly gets the Haderade short arm lariat she is so well known for already. But it is slow enough for Billy to duck it. Starks grabs Hader's head and slams her face first into into Starks' knee. With another hook kick, it might almost be over. And it is! But not for Hader, as she quickly uses the ropes to assist her with a boosted Haderade, and Billy is done burgers now. A 1 and a 2 and a 3. Hader wins this Collision main event. Woo! Wow! Billy recovers on the outside. Hader celebrates in the ring, and we get a visit from the Forever Champ again. She is not one bit afraid of Hader and has some pretty impressive guns herself. I have to say, the two have a little bit of a gun show against each other, and someone's a little more defined. Not that we're body shaming, not at all. Both guns, both beautiful. Mwah. Women with guns, not those ones, the fleshy ones. We find out that Timeless will be fighting Penelope on Dynamite, which I'm so insanely excited for. And as we fade away from the arena, Athena and Hader are just mean mugging each other. And I'm a happy fucking camper. Heidi fucking high. Woo! And that was everything that happened this week on the women's wrestling of AEW. Holy crap, that was so much. I am going to touch on Fight for the Fallen, but it is going to be a slightly briefer one. I'm just going to give you a little bit of give you a little lowdown, but like a little extra kind of lowdown about as low as this light is going. One thing about just being vocal, no one has to worry about lights, but we're not worrying. We're just jabbering on about them, aren't we? So we're bringing attention to them. If we don't talk about them, people don't see them, although they do. So let's talk about them anyway. Moving on. Fight for the Fallen. Fight for the Fallen was, as I said, held in Daly's place, and we got beautiful, beautiful lighting. But before I get onto that, I rushed myself a little bit too much, and I just wanted to go back and just put like a little pin in on last week's AEW wrestling to say thank you so much for everyone and all of the story writing and all of the women being shown, especially fucking Collision. Holy shit. That was just more and more and more and more. And I'm a happy freaking camper about it. Like I said, so much so. And it was a brilliant, brilliant show. Everyone go and watch it all. I am going to tell you what to do when it comes to that, because you will not be disappointed. That's for sure. That is absolutely for sure. Right. Whew. So Fight for the Fallen was at Daly's place. It was, like I said, gorgeous lighting with the natural light going down. The buy-in /0 hour, which is on YouTube, is, like I said, basically all of the tag match with Britt Baker, Riho, Nakajima, and Priestley. That match is so good. The crowd were even like fully on like B and Sako's side for like ages. I mean, they were kind of like, tossing and turning between like the two of them. I think Britt Baker was, in like a heely kind of time there. But everyone like loved Riho though as well. It's the first time that like all these women have kind of like fought with each other. First time B and Nakajima have teamed up. First time Britt and Riho have teamed up. It was just a cool little like exhibition match. Not really exhibition match, but like Nakajima will like continue on in AEW and in the like roster capacity. And unfortunately, we don't really get too much of B because I think the whole COVID thing fucks it up. So unfortunately, even though we got like a hell of a lot of momentum after this match, like B and Dr. Britt Baker, by the end of it, like this was the first time they had like faced each other. And by the end of it, they were just like instantly like, I gotta fucking kill you. And that looks like that was a really awesome like rivalry that was like growing from there. But yeah, unfortunately, COVID messed up a few little storylines that had started at the beginning, just because of people's visas and stuff, which is a bit pope. But I think they did really well with doing what they could. They kept it going, and it was hard for them, but it was still great. But no, that match is really, really good. Nakajima is out fucking standing. She has amazing ring gear as well. Her and B just worked beautifully together, considering they come from different companies, and like I said, have never like tagged together. They're both like with the Joshi, so it was all like a Joshi vibe. But even like Riho and Dr. Britt Baker got, some like good little tag team going on in there. It was really, really, really good. And I appreciate the light illuminating me while I make that statement, because it was really, really good. And like I say, free on YouTube. It's even free technically on Triller TV, because you get all like the past pay-per-views. But I do also think that Max have done that as well. But I'm not here to advocate for like streaming platforms. I'm just here to like just tell you what I know. And I want you to watch it. So I guess I'm trying to help you in that way. But I don't advocate for anyone. Anyway, I am not Paul Heyman to the streaming platforms, Roman Reigns. So that was excellent. That was really, really good. I guess the main women's match that I'm talking about that was like on the main card was the Brandy Rhodes and Ali, not quite yet the bunny match that we mentioned in the other episode. That started with like a promo that was basically kind of Brandy Rhodes heavy. One thing that I always found a little like kind of off-putting, kind of like would take me out of it, was when Brandy would come out with Cody, and Cody in AEW was such the stubborn baby face, and Brandy Rose was such a heel. And when she came out with her husband, it was like I'm like wife Rhodes now. I'm all like nice and stuff, except for when I try and burn my husband alive on pay-per-view. But yeah, so it was like a little bit like kind of, yeah, it didn't quite work for me. Yeah, but we don't have to worry about that anymore. But it didn't quite like pan out very well. But she came out, and so she's facing Allie after this big promo. Brandy is all about like fighting demons apparently, and like getting back into the ring and stuff. She had like an injury with her clavicle, and she's got like plates and shit in there. So she does this spear that is like super boosted because it's got like this plate in it and stuff. But that's not all she does. During the match, well, actually, even before the match can even start, Awesome Kong's music hits. And a smug as fuck Brandy Rose is sitting there like, yeah, I have Awesome Kong with me. What are you going to do about it? And Ellie is just like, I fucking knew it. I knew you weren't like good. I knew you were going to do some dastardly deeds. But she was just going to be like, fine, whatever. Like she, you could see like Allie kind of like ramping up a little level. Like she's out of like, we're going to have a good match to like, fuck you, can't trust you, beat your ass. And that's what they did. Awesome Kong stayed out of it for a little while. Even when Ellie was getting some like real like nasty shots on Brandy Rose, she didn't come in, she didn't interfere, but she was always there. And Ellie always felt like she had to kind of keep an eye on her, which is very, very fair. And eventually, when Allie has like the upper hand, Awesome Kong, like from the outside, trips her. And it's like, for fuck's sake, because she really almost had her there. Oh, that was the second time she interfered, actually. The first time she interfered was when Allie got her in a Brandy Rose into a pin. But it was really, really close to the ropes. And Rhodes probably could have done it anyway. But Awesome Kong grabbed her leg and put it on the rope because Brandy was basically out. So that was the first time she fucking interfered. And then the second time interfered with Allie's momentum while she was coming off the ropes and like tripping her. And that was like it. Like Allie got like super fucking fucked off after that and was like yelling at Awesome Kong and everything. And she totally gets like blindsided by Brandy Rhodes. And then Brandy hits her with her bionic spear. And that is it. 1, 2, 3. And she gets into a real tight little package, but Allie is like out because of that bionic fucking tackle. And that's not it. That's not even it. That's not enough for Mrs. Brandy Rhodes. Awesome Kong gets into the ring. The whole crowd is like booing, like, what the fuck? This didn't need to happen. And they're like still laying in the beatdown onto Allie. During this match, you can see a little bit of like the bunny like creeping in, like even more and more. Like back in TNA, Allie was quite dark with Rosemary. I'm pretty sure I did mention that before. And like her dark character of the bunny is like coming out again. Like you can see little bits, like when she's like, what the fuck am I dealing with all this fuckery? Like you can see it come out. And so, I mean, maybe Brandy is trying to like beat that out of her, make her go fully dark. Who knows? But Awesome Kong is got Ellie in like a double underhook kind of thing. And out of the blue, the most banging music comes across the entire like Daly's place. Everyone's like, I don't know this one, but it's a banger. And the only person in the ring that like has clicked is Awesome Kong, because she knows exactly who is coming out to stop her. It's Aja Kong. Oh yes, Aja Kong is here, and the two of them face each other in the middle of the ring, and the entire of Daly's Praise is like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, and we're all like, that's so awesome, fucking weird that she came out to like thank goodness for Ellie that she came out to save her, because she was gonna die. But this was brilliant. We do get this match later on, and it's so exciting. But Aja Kong just like basically staunches fucking Awesome Kong and Brandy out of the ring, which I thought was really badass, because Aja Kong didn't even need to do anything. She just stood there and just went like, and what are you going to do? Like me and this light over here. What are you going to do, light? Nothing. And at the end, Ellie picks up, no, Aja Kong picks up Ellie and she helps her out of the ring, which is really, really nice. And that puts like a nice little bow onto our coverage of women's wrestling this week. How exciting. Oh, yay. I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope you are liking, this podcast, and you're keeping up with the show, and I'm making, your day a little bit better. I make my day a little bit better doing this, so I hope it light, and I hope it transfers over to you guys in audio and also video form, which is super fun. It's kind of weird seeing me move around, because I move around an awful lot, but it's fun. It's fun, and I hope the audio guys haven't lost anything. I hope I am still, it's not all like because it is kind of, you should hear the actually no, we're moving on from that. So yes, thank you so much, everyone of my sickos. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. You're all wonderful, unless you're not, and then I don't, but you don't know that, and I don't know that, so no one's missing out on anything. I want to give a shout out to my wonderful producers that have been on the other side of this wonderful podcast that we call Don't Call Me Diva. We have we have a pay-per-view coming up this week. So next week, we won't be having any looky-backy things, okay? Because it's going to be all pay-per-view. And last time, you know what that went. So we're not going to add any more in. We're just going to go with like the usual show, and it might be a little bit snappy, about as snappy as I can do. But yeah, so that's going to be very, very exciting. Everyone, get ready for Dynasty. Go listen to all my other episodes, because they're all great, if I do say so myself. You can catch Don't Call Me Diva on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. Typing the name in does not bring us to the top of the scroll for some fucked up, very rude reason. So you may have to scroll down for me a little bit, but we are there, I swear. And if you type it into YouTube, ta-da, with the heavenly light, we are there, and you can find us, and you can see this face doing all of its stupidity, and you can see this light going in for business for itself. It's the Hulk Hogan of lights over here, you fucking hot dogging piece of shit. Oh, notice I haven't even said the C word today once. Almost said it there. Should I say it noveltily? Nah, let's have a little Easter egg, shall we? The episode without the C word. All right, you can catch me, your completely unhinged Kiwi, on Bex_Bastet on Threads. and on Instagram. I advocate for sickosclub.com. I am not personally involved, but it is a wonderful place, and it is a great place to meet up with actually really nice wrestling fans. I think I said this in the other episode, but if you go follow at sickosclub.com on Threads, you will be able to find you'll be able to link to everyone else in this wonderful little sickos community who are lovely and inclusive and are not dicks. Okay? So, with all that being said, and with my light dimming me like closing time, I bid you adieu. And we will catch you all next week on Don't Call Me Diva. Don't be a dick.